Now, you'll remember the Clicks-Unilever hair ad scandal raised all sorts of questions about transformation and progress in the advertising industry, both from a worker, creative output and staffing perspective. It's not a new debate either. For too long, the industry has been accused of being Eurocentric in its approach and failing when it comes to both staffing and ownership transformation. All of that has been under discussion at an important webinar hosted by the Government Communications System. One of the participants, Sandile Nene, who is Government's Chief Director of Media Policy, and joins me on Tuesday lunchtime. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. You'll agree that this is a long-standing problem, transformation in the advertising and in the creative industries. Would it be your suggestion, would it be government's suggestion that it simply hasn't transformed sufficiently?
Thank you so much, Jeremy, for inviting us. But secondly, the most important element that we are faced with as government is to ensure that the sector transform. And you are quite right. If you look at the advertising industry, we started the debate around 2001, 2002. And as government, we feel that the sector on its own hasn't done enough, apart from the fact that we have gazetted a back charter code. Beyond that, we haven't moved towards monitoring transformation. So the events by Clicks, as well as the one which happened 2 years back by H&M, and various other events which are unfortunate, are indicative to us as government that we need the sector to actually transform. And yes, we are actually working with the sector to ensure that transformation happens.
I want to find out what you're doing with the sector, but you've taken us all the way back to the turn of the century. I was there because I've been covering this industry for a long time. We have this well-known MAC charter that the advertising industry defaults to all the time. It says we are transforming, yet the tires seem to be spinning. Why do you think that is?
I think it's a byproduct of a number of things. One of those is we hadn't, yes, the charter was actually gazetted, but we haven't moved beyond the charter where, for instance, we appoint a sector council. It's only on the 3rd of September this year where the minister in the presidency actually gazetted the call for nomination, asking members of the public and the subsector to nominate individuals to serve on the sector council. Remember, transformation in any sector, including the advertising sector, can only be monitored, reported on by the appointment of the sector council. We are at that point now, Jeremy, where the minister very soon would appoint the MEC sector council to ensure that transformation is actually monitored. But yes, it is true that before then we had a number of challenges in terms of getting stakeholders to get buy-in.
I understand that you've got to work procedurally. I get that. But surely it's time now for you to be a little bit more robust, that you need to start bringing greater pressure to bear on the industry.
That's true, Jeremy. We work on a consensus basis as government. And despite the fact it has taken longer than we thought, but the good thing is that we are now towards the tail end of the process, as I've indicated. We have received nominees, and the minister is actually sitting with the nominees, and very soon he will appoint. But what we are also decrying, Jeremy, is that we're at the point where even when the sector council is appointed, the first thing that they have now mandated to do is to try and review the sector code, because it's been more than 4 years where the sector was gazetted.
Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll be very interested to see what the composition of that council is. Sandile Nene, Chief Director of Media Policy for Government, thank you very much indeed.